Hey everybody, what's up? We're back again with another video. This time we're at Disturbing Things Around the Internet Volume 10. Man, we're getting right up there, man. We're coming close to the end of Disturbing Things and stuff, and we're gonna get into that darkest media also. But you know, this is gonna be an amazing video when they give you the following content may contain graphic or violent imagery warning. You know this is gonna be good. So let's get right into it. Again, I don't know how many times I say this. I love this intro. Oh boy. Oh boy.
There's a certain beauty that exists in works of media that can both scare and engage you. The many nights that I've spent awake, lights off, blanket on, soaking up content from the darker side of the world that we all live in has blessed me with both memories and scars that will live with me for a lifetime. I love to be scared, and given the fact that you're here tonight, it's safe to assume that you do too. I started this series back in 2018 because there were a few creepy oddities that I found back at that point in time. But little did naive me know that if you do a bit of digging, you'll unearth a bit more than you were ever prepared for. Tonight, I aim to celebrate the 10th episode of this series with some of the most bone-chilling discoveries that I've come across to date. I mean that, if you're here for a casual viewing experience, I suggest you leave now. It's time to get into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
Let's do this. I'm hyped. Woo! Sound like Super Mario right there. My bad. Why does this look like this is right out of Amnesia: The Dark Descent? If you guys don't know what that game is, you're very young. That game got me, man.
The popularity of doorbell cameras has been on the rise since the mid-2010s. Being utilized as tools that can monitor your home when you're away, residents that own them have caught some incredibly bizarre footage. While a disturbing masked figure, a TV man, and a girl stumbling onto someone's porch are some of the most notable bits of video out there, they pale in comparison to how unnerving the following footage is.
I think we saw this one already.
On the night of November 12th, 2019, at 11:11 p.m., a family in Los Angeles heard screaming that sounded like a kidnapping or a murder was taking place. After the initial shock of hearing it, they went out to their porch in hopes of witnessing what was unfolding.
Alright, so that's not an animal because an animal, could not, say the words help me. So, this is probably a domestic dispute, probably, or domestic something. Because I can hear someone else saying, like, something afterwards. Oh, boy. Well, there we go.
Shortly after this incident, the police were called out to location to investigate. They questioned residents and inquired with the surrounding homes on if they too had a doorbell camera. However, not much came of it, aside from a few eyewitness accounts.
My eyes,
Those that were able to catch a glimpse of the chaos claimed that the vehicle in question was an unknown white hatchback. Apparently, while the woman was screaming for help, a man in the driver's seat was apologizing nonstop before the vehicle sped off out of earshot. As of writing, this investigation is ongoing. Surprisingly, updates have been sparse, leaving various onlookers frustrated at the lack of a resolution.
Really?
The woman's screams were bone-chilling,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, without a conclusive lead so far, we're merely left to keep an ear out, hoping that she made it out of that situation unharmed.
We don't know anything else about that? Dang. That's crazy. Ghost in the attic. You know how many times as a kid I was scared of my attic, dude? Heck no. My mom had this old antiquish doll dressed up in like old-timey clothes and stuff, and I was scared to death of it because it's a doll, man, and I'm a kid. And every time I would open up the attic, it would just be standing there staring at me and everything, and I would shut it quickly, and I would put something in front of the attic. Yeah, just nope, not dealing with it.
On June 26, 2019, a Redditor named Bleachpong would make a post that would quickly shoot to the top of the r/paranormal subreddit. It bears the title,
Bleachpong.
After years of hearing weird noises in our house, we captured something eerie on video. Here, they go forth to explain a bit of backstory about some strange happenings that have played out in their home while accompanying this entire post with an extremely eerie video. In that backstory, they explain the following. First of all, I've never believed in ghosts, and I don't consider my home to be a creepy place at all. The house was only built about 9 years ago, and as far as I know, the land it's on doesn't have a dark history of any kind. However, ever since we moved in, we've experienced some strange things. The weirdest part is most of what we've experienced involves toys, aside from one time my brother says he clearly heard our dad calling his name from downstairs, only to find out he was the only one home. One recurring thing we've heard tons of times over the years is the sound of someone digging around in this big plastic tub of Lego pieces. When we were kids, we all collected and built Bionicles all the time in our playroom upstairs. The sound of shifting the pieces around to look for a part makes a very loud and distinct noise that everyone in our house became familiar with, but it was common for us to hear it when we were certain that no one was up there. When we got older, we stored our vast collection of Bionicles and tub of loose parts in a long closet, and we've continued to hear the noise coming from there every now and then. We've always been confused and weirded out by the sound, but we never bothered to record the noises, just because everyone in our house has heard it firsthand, and a recording of the sound of Legos in the next room didn't seem like it would interest anyone else. We told a friend about this, who thought it was crazy and insisted that we record it next time. Not long after that, both of my brothers were watching TV and heard the sound down the hall. They immediately started recording, and we got pretty decent audio of the noise. I want to reiterate that we've never felt unsafe in our home. We're not bothered by the things we've experienced, but they're a little strange. Let me know what you think. The video attached is about 1.5 minutes long and shows the 3 guys pausing their baseball game because they've just heard something out of the ordinary.
Dude, I can clearly hear that. Yeah, I hear that very loudly.
I'm guessing that's it.
That's loud. Yeah, that's very loud.
That's crazy. That's like a little kid playing in Legos right there.
Come. It's coming around now. Shh. What the heck? Dude, there's nothing here. What? Yeah, there's nobody up here. There's literally nothing in here. And look how heavy this is. Yeah. Hang on, there's nothing up here.
move slightly.
As we can see in that footage, the upper torso of that large action figure moved, just like that door doll in the previous
I was
Disturbing
just about
Things
to say the door doll too. I was just about to say that in the last video he made. It's just like the door doll.
episode. People have gone forth to claim that it could either be a battery-powered figure, or that a mouse might have bumped it, but Bleach
A
Pong denied these
mouse?
both.
Yo, a mouse gonna climb up that Bionicle without the Bionicle falling over and twist his head? No. It ain't no mouse. It ain't no mouse, brother. No way.
Both, accompanying their explanation with the full photo of how it was built.
Yeah, see, look at that.
Furthermore, they claim that if it were a mouse, then, if anything, they'd merely move a few pieces around and not its entire torso. Seeing as the figure is considerably taller than an already tall cereal box, then it would take a substantial amount of force to rotate it, especially given the fact that there isn't exactly a hinge anywhere near its stomach. The only explanation I can really entertain here would be a hoax. However, that would take an extremely small and well-hidden person to sit back there, completely invisible by the camera. Also, the subtlety of the shots, which happens.
I'm looking to see if there's a person back there. I don't see shit, obviously, because the camera quality is booty, but
in just a mere split second, lends credence to the fact that the video that they caught was what they presumed to be real, without any sort of foul play. Since this incident, Bleach Pong has vanished. Gone. No updates, which leaves the mystery surrounding this footage stuck in limbo. I truly hope that sometime in the near future, they make a return with pictures, footage, or anything so we can dig into this mystery a bit deeper. For all we know, it could be something mundane or innocent, but given the aforementioned circumstances, it's hard to discount the possibility that Bleach Pong just might have witnessed a haunting.
I don't know about haunting. I don't know. Because that thing doesn't look like it could be battery operated. But you could very easily fishing string or something. Hey, take a point out of Queso's book right there. You could do a fishing string tactic right there. I'm not sure. You got me. I'm stumped. I don't think I like this. She's still sleeping. I don't think I like this. Okay, this song don't help.
Up next involves a man by the name of Tim Birmingham. For the past few years now, he's been vlogging his life on his self-titled YouTube channel, and if you watch a bit of his content, you'll notice pretty quickly that Tim is an extremely likable guy.
Okay.
He's a big foodie, he loves the Detroit Lions, and ultimately seems to carry a pretty easygoing life. Unfortunately, in the midst of his uploads, there's one that starkly stands out as one of the most unintentionally unsettling ones on his channel. In an upload titled, "She's Still Sleeping," we're able to observe one of his daily vlogs. Before I explain the backstory, have a look at it.
Hey, it's me, Timothy. She's still sleeping. And she's still sleeping at about past 12 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone. That is a rarity for Penny to do, is sleep in. But yeah, she's sleeping away. Wow, can't believe it. Can't believe it. Amazing, she's just sleeping in. Not used to seeing her sleep in. Usually she's up and being on her computer or doing something, but she must be tired.
In the video, Tim cheerfully explains that his wife is sleeping in abnormally late and that she's usually up by this point playing on the computer. It's past noon now, and while it's not out of the ordinary for people to sleep past this, little does he know during filming that she isn't sleeping.
That sucks. What?
Penny Bice, Tim's significant other, passed away that night in her sleep due to unknown circumstances. In a follow-up video to this one, he explains that she was up the night before, playing on her computer, and went to bed as usual. The two apparently fight over the blanket pretty often, and he recalls her doing that night, all with no real indication that anything was vitally wrong. Also in this, Tim addresses some of the comments that people left, heavily criticizing him for keeping the video up. He claimed that he wanted to leave it be so he could have something to remember her by, and seeing as this was over 2 years ago now, it seems that he held true to his word. Tim seems to be doing okay for himself now, back at it with his vlogs, food reviews, and sports recaps.
Okay.
Occasionally, he'll upload tribute videos about his beloved Penny, and these are usually met with overwhelming support.
Good. Don't want to see comments like that one guy just
She's
made.
still sleeping, to me, is insanely jarring. What appears to be a normal, everyday vlog about his loved one sleeping was, in actuality, not at all what it seemed.
Man, that's messed up. That's just sad more than scary, like haunting or anything, or like it's disturbing, yeah, but it's just more sad than anything, honestly.
We all love a good night out, especially in college. In September of 2019, at the University of Ohio, students were throwing a pretty large Project X-style house party. Everything seemed to be going just fine,
Why is it gotta
until
be
one
Ohio,
man
dude?
decided that he'd raise his glass for a toast in one of the most extreme ways possible. Tyler
extreme.
Uhr, someone who the university claims is not a student there, decided to climb a utility pole, of all things, to perform this stunt. As you might expect, this didn't turn out well for him. But even worse, this was all captured by multiple people on Snapchat.
Of course.
The following footage is what they witnessed.
Of course. Oh, jeez. Idiot. He got cooked the minute he touched the first wire, dude. That shit's live, you know,
As we
bro.
could see,
Like, what are you doing?
after being electrocuted, he goes limp before falling an entire 30 feet to the ground. Very fortunately for him, he survived, but that's not to say that everyone initially thought he was dead. On social media, these videos blew up. Because of this, people honed in on Barstool Sports, a Twitter account that's notorious for tweeting out stunts pulled by college students. At the time, though, many, including them, didn't believe the fact that he survived, and so they put out the following message. Please stop messaging us the video of the guy getting electrocuted on Palmer tonight. We're not posting it. In the first response to this, though, we're able to see the gruesome aftermath of what happened. A Twitter user named Zushin tweeted the following.
It's Zush.
Well, here's the aftermath. He's okay
Oh, okay, Zushin.
with this video.
Yeah, he got cooked.
Tyler later claimed on Twitter, "I broke 3 bones in my left leg and 1 broke through my skin. I have a slight fracture in my right hand and 4 minor breaks in my back. I also got a lot of burns from this and will be out of work for at least 8 weeks or more, so anything helps.
Brother,
God
you don't
bless."
gotta show us that.
This was accompanied by a GoFundMe to assist with his medical bills, but unfortunately for him, this was met with a negative response.
Yeah, it would be. You did something stupid. Why would people
All
pay
in
for
all,
your bills?
he seems to be recovering. What many thought was going to be a simple night out at a house party, in reality, quickly turned dour.
Yeah, look at that. He touched
Tyler
it on his
Uhr's
own,
stunt
man.
was an incredibly dumb move,
Yeah.
leaving partygoers stunned at the possibility that they'd single-handedly witnessed a fatal freak accident. Luckily, that wasn't the case, but this situation serves as a lesson, hopefully repelling others that would have any shred of a desire to attempt anything remotely similar to this.
Hey, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, man. I mean, and your prize is getting fried through and through, breaking your legs and everything else, dude. Missing work for 8 weeks, woohoo. Like, don't be stupid, man. Climbing a telephone pole, touching a live wire, like... He was probably plastered out of his mind, but that's no excuse. Goodness gracious.
In the future,
The station.
I've wanted to talk about this from the day I've started this series.
Oh. Wow.
To cap off this episode, I wanted to discuss what I personally believe to be, by far, one of the most disturbing pieces of media that presently exists on the internet. On the night of February 20th, 2003, a band by the name of Great Whites was headlining a show at a West Warwick, Rhode Island venue by the name of The Station. The footage you're watching was captured by a journalist named Brian Butler from the town's local news station, WPRI. In attendance to shoot a video about nightclub safety, he began documenting the band's opening song, Desert Moon. Everyone seemed to be having a great time, with nothing seemed to have gone awry. But little did they know that this performance would rapidly devolve into the 10th deadliest nightclub fire in world history.
I mean, I can see that. 3 different things of sparks
So
are
what
shooting
happened?
out.
Just seconds into the song,
Oh, right there. You can
the
see
band's
there's a
tour
fire right
manager, Michael Bichelle, set off pyrotechnics that he claimed he was permitted to use by the nightclub's owner. What he, or the audience, didn't see coming
My bad,
was the
that's what I
fact
get
that
for
these
being
would suddenly
stupid.
set fire to the studio
That's what I get for being stupid. Alright, let's go back.
gone awry. But little did they know that this performance would rapidly devolve into the 10th deadliest nightclub fire in world history.
So, my cord is super short for my headset, and I just completely unplugged it from its computer area, because I was too far back and my hand smacked it. My bad.
So what happened? Just seconds into the song, the band's tour manager, Michael Bichelle, set off pyrotechnics that he claimed he was permitted to use by the nightclub's owner. What he, or the audience, didn't see coming was the fact that these would suddenly set fire to the studio foam that surrounded the backside of the stage. Everyone thought it was part of the show.
Right there. I'm guessing back there also? Looks like it. Oh, snap. Oh my gosh. Yo, he's leaving, bro. He's leaving. He's out. Wow. Yo, wow.
Once
That's
people
not
began
good.
to realize
You
that
think?
the fire wasn't intended, a manic rush to get out took place. In less than 60 seconds, the entire stage was ablaze. While there were 4 exits to the building, the vast majority of attendees stormed the front door that they entered through,
course they would.
resulting in a dog pile that severely slowed everyone's exit.
Look at that.
Because of this,
Look at
everyone
this. It's a small corridor right here. So, dance floor, raised platform. They go through this right here, or they go out this way, come through. You're in that small corridor right there to try to leave. Of course, you can go out this way and leave through the platform here. the exit platform right here. You can go kitchen back, main sidebar out. Unless no, they were definitely playing here or playing here. But no, this is a bar. They were definitely playing here.
Began to panic further, leading to a massive jam in the narrow hallway that surrounded that route. Brian, among a few others, ended up making it out safely. However, the remainder of the footage shows that the vast majority of concert goers weren't quite as lucky. In the latter half of the video, screams, mass panic, and smoke can be observed coming from the building that, after a matter of minutes, was completely ablaze.
Holy crap. Yo, that guy's taking off. Did they smash windows to get out? No, they did not. That's just fire. Okay. Dude, you guys cannot be that stupid. I mean, I get it. It's a fire, right? Everyone wants to leave because it's an actual fire. No one thinks a fire is going to happen. But you're literally all, like, into a human ball in front of a door. Where's the common sense? Like, this is what, 2003, 2004 or something? I'm not gonna lie, it'd be even worse in this day and age. It would be so much worse. Oh, man, dude. That's black smoke, too. Get off me, he says. Get off of me, man. Look at them all.
That night, 100 people lost their lives, with 230 of them bearing non-fatal injuries. Among those that passed were the band's guitarist, Tyler Longley, and the show's MC, Michael Gonsalves, both of which were believed to have lost valuable escape time due to their attempts at salvaging their equipment. In a first-hand account by Brian Butler, the one that captured the footage, they claim the following. It was that fast. As soon as the pyrotechnics stopped, the flame had started on the egg crate backing behind the stage, and it just went up the ceiling, and people stood and watched it, and some people backed off. When I turned around, people were already trying to leave, and others were just sitting there going, "Yeah, that's great." And I remember that statement because I was like, this is not great. This is time to leave. At first, there was no panic. Everyone just kind of turned. Most people still just stood there. In the other rooms, the smoke hadn't gotten to them. The flame wasn't that bad, and they didn't think anything of it. Well, I guess once we all started to turn towards the door, and we got bottlenecked into the front door, people just kept pushing, and eventually everyone popped out of the door, including myself. That's when I turned back. I went around back. There was no one coming out of the back door anymore. I kicked out a side window to try to get people out of there. One guy did crawl out. I went back around the front again, and that's when you saw people stacked on top of each other, trying to get out the front door. And by then, the black smoke was pouring out over their heads. I noticed when the pyro stopped, the flame had kept going on both sides, and then on one side, I noticed it come over the top, and that's when I said, I have to leave. And I turned around, I said, get out, get to the door, get to the door. And people just stood there. There was a table in the way at the door, and I pulled that out just to get it out of the way so people could get out easier. And I never expected it to take off as fast as it did. It was so fast. It had to be 2 minutes tops before the whole place was black smoke. According to reports, there were 462 people in attendance that night, whereas the venue's official capacity was 404. Survivors of the blaze claimed that while there were multiple exits, bouncers were restricting people from escaping via the back door. This restriction was in place up until the moment that the bouncers realized the reality of the situation, at which point they fled. According to further reports,
if it's a serious situation like that, I don't care if you gotta do your job, man. Don't do your job at that point, man. Just let people get out. You see there's a fire, and you know you can't get rid of it with a fire extinguisher. Just let people out, dude. What is your deal? I get it, you got a job to do, but have some common sense.
the station's owners, Michael and Jeffrey Derderian, both didn't have workers' comp insurance for their employees, nor did they have any sort of fire safety system in place, both becoming vital details in their legal cases. After this all took place, blame shifted through multiple parties. The band claimed that they had permission to use pyrotechnics for their show. The Derderian brothers claimed otherwise. Furthermore, the distributors of the studio foam and JBL, the producer of the venue's speakers, were blamed for the flammable material in their products. However, both denied any wrongdoing. In regards to official charges and sentencing, the band's tour manager, in 2006, pleaded guilty to 100 counts of involuntary manslaughter, resulting in 15 years in prison, with 4 to serve and 11 years suspended, topped off with 3 years of probation. In 2007, with good behavior, he'd become eligible for parole as the judge saw him unlikely to reoffend. As of 2008, it was granted. As for Michael Derderian, he received the same punishment, but in 2009 was released from prison due to good behavior. Jeffrey, on the other hand, received a 10-year suspended sentence with 3 years of probation and 500 hours of community service, but avoided all prison time due to a no-contest plea.
Wow.
Within a myriad of in- and out-of-court settlements to victims and their families, as of September of 2008, over $115 million had been paid out in total due to the calamity that occurred on that late February evening. The station nightclub fire, in its entirety, is a situation that never should have happened. From the pyrotechnics, to the lack of a fire safety system, to the bouncers forbidding people from exiting, the entire incident is something that will forever go down as one of the worst tragedies in recent history. 100 lives were lost, lives that were in attendance to simply have a good time and enjoy a rock band. Lives that did not deserve, by any stretch, to have their existence brutally taken from them.
That's insane, dude.
Tonight, we've explored some of the most disturbing bits of media that are out there. Like I said, if you do a bit of digging, you'll find that the world can be dark, disturbing, and incredibly depressing.
Yeah, that... Especially
Thanks
this
to
one.
all of you for joining me in this 10th installment of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any other bits of dark media that you'd like to share for a future video, feel free to shoot me an email or submit it to my subreddit over at r/NightmareExpo. With that being said, thanks once again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I love you all, and good night.
Overall, insane video. Loved it. A lot of things were very sad. A lot of things were just very stupid. Mainly stupid. You have some cognitive function in your brain when you're drunk. Why would you climb a telephone pole to touch a live wire? Oh, it's gonna get me views. It's gonna get me in with the ladies, man. Oh my gosh. Like, no. No. Dumb. And if you're a nightclub, you gotta have some safety precautions. Like, update your stage, your equipment, update all that stuff. I mean, I get it, the band brought in their own pyrotechnics and everything, but the stage and everything, I'm sure, is your doing. So, like, egg crates, like egg crate material, update that crap. What, it's 2004? They've gotta had better stuff than that back then. You're an idiot. But anyways, that was Disturbing Things from Around the Internet Volume 10. We're gonna come back with 11 here very soon. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.